Well, Skip, I'm not going to expect him to throw for, 250, whatever he had, and 4 touchdowns in the first half. But Mike Vrabel basically dared Baker Mayfield to beat him throwing the football. They says, we refuse to give you Nick Chubb. We refuse to give you Kareem Hunt. If you beat us today, you're going to have to throw the football. And Baker did that. He threw the football. He did not put the ball in harm's way. And guys, Skip, if you look at the guys, Peoples-Jones, both of them was wide open on the double move. They did a great job. Nick Chubb did a great job of carrying out the play fake. Baker did a great job of carrying out the play fake. And when he rolls up, the guy was wide open. I'm going to give Baker credit. He made every throw. He was not off target. The throw to Jarvis in the back of the end zone, Jarvis runs a great route. He holds Byard. He puts it on his back shoulder because he knows if he leaves him, Byard's going to probably decapitate him. It's going to end up being an incomplete pass.
And by the way, that was a rocket.
Yes. So I'm going to give him credit. Stefanski did a great job of calling the plays. Tight end throw it to a 315-pound offensive lineman for a 1-yard touchdown. So I'm going to give him credit for what he did yesterday, Skip. Now, we know going into the game, the one thing that Tennessee can't do is generate pass rush. Skip, remember they spent $13 million on Jadeveon Clowney. It's being reported he had surgery and is done for the season. They gave $8 million to Vic Beasley. Vic Beasley was like, I'm uncertain if I even want to go to camp. So he missed the first week. He gave away $500,000 because he didn't even show up to camp. He's not even on the team. So they spend $21 million in pass rushers and not one. I don't even know. They might have a sack between the two of them. If I'm not mistaken, they might not have any sack. But give Baker's credit. We wanted to see Baker win a game in which a team nullified your running game. You didn't have Hunt. You didn't have Chubb to dominate. They took that away. Baker threw the ball with conviction. He threw the ball with accuracy. So I'm going to give him credit. Baker deserves credit for what he did yesterday.
Okay. So Friday, you dismissed Baker at this point in his career as nothing more than a game manager,
yes,
right?
Yes.
I'm not sure that was game managing. That was game dominating.
So you're going to take one game, or are we going to look at the previous games?
That was the third time this year, the third week this year in the NFL, that Baker Mayfield has led the entire league in QBR for a weekend, okay? And he did it twice before against Cincinnati, so you say 98 and 97,
Well, we get discounted.
All right. But
we'll give him credit for this one.
Okay. This was big time because this was at Tennessee against a team that has been hot and cold, but it has been hot lately.
They whitewashed Indy just last week.
And Indy was hot coming into that game. Was it at Indy? It was at Indy. And they just got blown away. It was 45-26, I believe. And the point is, they had won at Baltimore in overtime, so they had won 2 in a row, and they were 8-3 coming into the game. So they're a legitimate team. I get you about the pass rush.
Yeah.
But would you believe that only one quarterback has thrown 4 touchdowns and a half this year, and it's Baker Mayfield, and he's done it twice. Okay, that's more than game managing to me. And I told you Friday that over the last 5 games, ironically and not coincidentally, without Odell, since Odell got hurt, God bless him in his rehab, but since he was gone, over those 5 games leading up to yesterday, Pro Football Focus and just pure rating had Baker rated 5th overall in the league in his performance over those 5 games. We don't have their rating yet for today, off yesterday. But the point is, that will probably go up. Maybe over the last 6 weeks, he'll be 4th or 3rd on that list.
But Skip, you remember last week was the first time in a month Baker had thrown a touchdown. And he threw 2 in that game. So, and they were still winning those games. So all I'm saying is, Skip, is that if you ask Baker to say, Baker, just go win the game. If you saw what happened when Kareem Hunt wasn't in the lineup, Kareem Hunt is what makes this offense go. Because now, Skip, you see what happened when they faked that ball to his belly? You see all those guys come forward. They're not coming forward to look and shake Baker's hand. They're coming forward to put a helmet on Nick Chubb. And so guys are, Skip, the guys are running scot-free now. Let's not make it seem like he's throwing darts. I mean, that was picture. Peoples-Jones, you could have threw that one.
I don't know if the second one was scot-free, but the first one was scot-free.
Peoples-Jones. And the guy looking in the backfield, Skip. I mean, you got Peoples-Jones. Why you looking in the backfield? What you gonna do? Let me ask you a question. What you gonna do with Baker from 20 yards deep? You gonna shake his hand? You gonna tackle it?
All I know is it was 38-7 in the first half in Nashville.
Yes.
That's beyond game managing, because when he gets hot, when he gets right from the start, and I saw it again and again when he was at the University of Oklahoma, he can deal. And he was dealing yesterday. He can also go hot and cold, which is why, ironically, and almost impossibly, this team is now 9-3, while for the whole year being outscored by 15 points.
Yes.
How do you figure that? Well, I can tell you why it happened, because at Baltimore early, they lost 38-6. At Steelers, they lost 38-7. They lost at Vegas 16-6. So you can see what happened.
But
all of a sudden, they're on a roll.
But hold on, wait a minute. So where was Baker then?
Well,
so what was Baker then?
Okay, but he had Odell. I promise you, it's an Odell crisis for this team. And I'm taking nothing away from Odell in and of himself, but when you put on Odell on top of Jarvis with two quality, well, really, they got three quality tight ends, and you have two backs who can catch it out of the backfield, all of a sudden, Baker is forcing the ball to Odell because he got way too Odell-centric, and it was hurting the offense. All of a sudden, it clarified where now his go-to guy is clearly Jarvis.
Yes.
And he's got three or four. He's got Peoples-Jones. He's got various other Higgins. He's got guys that he likes, but he knows if they get no catches in a game, it's going to be okay. With Odell, it's not going to be okay. So all of a sudden, their whole situation crystallized for Baker, and you can see how effective he's been since Odell was gone. Just look at the numbers.
I love the fact that even though they didn't run for a great number of yards, they didn't have a great number, a great yards per carry, they still had 36 attempts, Skip. Let that sink in, that 36 attempts. So you're like, oh, man, they're not going to run it. We stopped them. They're only getting 1-2 yards. But Stefanski stayed with the plan. If you look at all these guys, Skip, you look at that's the West Coast system because he was with Kubiak. You look what Jacksonville was doing to Dalvin Cook yesterday. And somehow Dalvin Cook ended up with 120-plus yards on 30 carries. You don't get away from it. You stick with it. And they stuck with it. If Chubb can stay healthy, and they run the ball, Skip, they don't have, like I said, sure, you love to have 300 yards or 200 yards, but it's the threat. When Chubb is not in there, the threat of them running the football like that isn't there. So they'll play you more straight up. And Baker struggles when teams play him more straight up. But when you're getting one-on-one coverage and they're play-action passing, guys are running free. But we're going to see moving forward because teams are going to make – that's the blueprint, Skip. I want to see more of this. I know what Chubb can do. I know Chubb can run me out of the game. I know he and Kareem Hunt can tag team me and beat me down. I need to see more of Baker playing this consistently over a longer period of time.
I thought you used to be his biggest fan after I was his biggest fan. No. Then all of a sudden you tried to preempt me and start driving the bandwagon.
No.
You were saying shake and bake.
Oh, shake and bake.
Right?
Skip.
What happened?
I'm not see what I'm not going to do is that I'm not going to overreact one way or another. I had seen over a period of time.
I think you did overreact and then you unreacted.
No, Skip. See, you make it seem like a game manager is a guy that can't play. He can make plays, and sometimes that's what you need to be. Sometimes we get so caught up. Oh man, he needs to throw, and show everybody. No. Sometimes it's to run the ball and then be accurate when you need to. It might not come down, but the 1 or 2 throws a game. Can you make those throws in that moment?
I say big yes to this.
Okay.
I say he's growing up. I say he's maturing, but I do not love his celebrations. And we saw yesterday after one of the throws he does his drum major run down the field like he's leading the band. I just don't love this.
You know somebody gonna catch him though, right?
Hey,
you know the defense looking at that, right?
He's running right through them. And they're saying, okay, we remember, we'll get you next time, right?
I can see somebody doing a sack and doing something, sacking him and doing something very similar.
That's the guy. And he thrives on that in a way, but you better be able to live up to it. You better be able to back it up, because if you can back it up, you will shut them up. But I have never loved the progressive commercials. It's way too much too soon. I don't even love the Nissan Heisman House commercials for Baker. It's too many too soon.
You do realize as they win more and more games, they're going to start shooting more and more commercials.
It appears that they made the right choice, because all of a sudden, I think their progressive is based in Cleveland. So now they got the hot 9-3 Browns. They're probably out of their minds. They're probably shooting one this Tuesday, right?
Oh, it's going to be very, very